Okay. So as I mentioned, we are going to talk about glutathione today. And everybody knows this by now. It is a master antioxidant. We hear that so many times from David, what it does. Let's see, let me clear my screen a little bit. Give me a second. So why are we talking about these patches today, right? So we talk about Silent Night and Eon. So those patches were built around calm, rest, and recovery. Glutathione, I feel like this is probably the next step. It is a patch that help your body settle down. It's help clean up and protect itself when you have plenty of glutathione. So today we're just going ahead to just talk about a general idea of what glutathione is and no medical claim, of course. So let's start with glutathione. I mean, we heard that many times. We know about the patches. I mean, I think all of us has is wearing glutathione either 3 or 5 times a week or even daily, depending on what your need is. So glutathione is basically a small molecule that your body makes on its own. It built off amino acid, cysteine, glutamine, and glycine. And it's found nearly in every cells in our body. But the liver is the leader of the supply. So this is where the liver produces the largest share and export it onto the bloodstream for the rest of the body. So it is a daily workhorse. It's constantly being used up and remade as your cell deal with everyday stress. And foundation, it does not get like the buzz of X39, but I think is as important. And we'll kind of discover that a little bit in as we go. X39 does elevate a little bit of glutathione, but not as much as glutathione patch itself. So it is a body defense mechanism. Every day your cells produce energy, process create byproduct called free radical, right? I mean, before. Once it's left unchecked, this free radical cause oxidative stress, which cause the fatigues and a visible sign of aging. So antioxidants are the body way of neutralizing them before they cause damage. And glutathione, again, is considered the leader of the team, is the master antioxidant. So think of it like this, that free radical are like a spark flying off a machine that's running. Antioxidants is like a fire extinguisher that's standing by, and glutathione is just not one distinguisher. It's recharged the other antioxidant like vitamin C and E, and after they got used, so the whole system worked together in harmony. So glutathione level decline with age. I mean, what doesn't decline with age? I mean, everything that we talk about in LifeWave decline with age. That's why our product is more of the age reversal. So it produced naturally, but it slowed down as we get older. So age is being one of the factor. Chronic stress, ongoing chronic stress increase the demand of antioxidants. So therefore use up the reserve faster. And of course, nowadays environmental exposure, pollution, processed food, everyday toxin that we keep putting in our body or we come in contact, that's add extra oxidative stress overload as well. And definitely poor sleep and diet. I mean, those that we know that, it's everything that we do have to give in a complete lifestyle change, right? You can't have all these patches and have
Yeah.
sleep
Okay.
and have this
I
patches.
want to schedule an appointment with you to talk about sowing seeds of faith.
Okay, so we can have all these patches and all this wonderful tool if you continue to keep your body in a poor diet or bad sleep. or poor sleep. So what does master antioxidant really mean? It definitely isn't just a marketing title. It's earned its name because the other what it can do that the other antioxidant can't. It recycle others. After vitamin C and E neutralize free radical, glutathione restore them so they can be used again. It works in every cell. Unlike antioxidant that concentrate in specific tissue, glutathione is present throughout your body. It supports detox pathway. And again, we hear that many times that glutathione is help with detox. That's because the liver relies on it as part of how the body process and clear out toxin. And liver is that organ that is doing that. It's the major organ that do all the detox in our body. That's why it get abused so much. So there's many ways to elevate glutathiones, such as diet, sulfur-rich food. If you eat a lot of garlic, onions, eggs, crucifix veggies like broccoli, cauliflowers, those supply raw material of glutathione, right? I mean, if you eat that, then it helps your body kind of replenish the glutathione level. Again, that's that's kind of a diet that helps. I mean, it's not the only thing that you should rely on because it's not enough. So, and the sleep and exercise both are tied to the body natural antioxidant capacity. So, precursor of supplement. This one is important because we hear David talk about it all the time. Is the NAC provide building block through absorptions of the glutathione. And during that time, 6 years ago, the supply of NAC was really low. I mean, you can barely get it at one time. And that's because of what it can do with glutathione. And we all know that, being part of LifeWave, you know how important NAC is and how important glutathione is. And of course, our patches, right, is one of the other way that can elevate the production of glutathione. So we hear David talk about the half-life question, half-life a lot, and in the beginning when I heard, it's like, what does half-life mean? So it simply means how long it takes for half of the substance to break down and leave the body. It matters here because glutathione taken by mouth has a short one. It start breaking down in digestion before much of it ever reach the bloodstream. So that's important because that tell you can be taking 10 and half of it will not even get to the bloodstream to be able to get used, and then it get through other process. So how much of it can you use from taking the oral supplement of glutathione? And of course, you have other way of getting the glutathione as well. So delivery method matters as much as the ingredient itself here. So we talk about external and internal glutathione. And this is what set our patches apart and how we can support our body from the outside or from the inside. So externally, as I said, that's from taking a pill or injection. So that's you probably hear of glutathione IV a lot. And these raise the blood level directly, but only and often only temporarily. Glutathione units, and it's kind of inconvenient too. I mean, it is at one time was all the spa offer IV drip for glutathione. You can go and pay so and so how much. And most of the time, from what I heard, they're not that expensive. But then again, you have to go to the facility. I don't like anything puncture my skin if I can help it. I mean, other than if I need to go to the doctor and they draw blood and stuff like that, then yeah. But I'm not fan of going to a spa that is not medically trained and have a needle put into me. Okay, so that's my personal feeling about it anyway. So IV drip from a spa or wellness center is out of the question. Internally, so supporting the body on natural production through diet, lifestyle, and life and our patches is a better way to go. And again, we can do all that internally. Is easier to maintain, and you don't have to pay so much to do that. So the IV or the injection of glutathione, you hear that, and what is it? It's basically deliver right straight into the bloodstream, as the same with every IV there is through needles, right? So it raises it really fast, and because it bypasses the digestive system, it's go directly into the bloodstream. So it spike up the level of glutathione just within minutes. But when you take oral, you have to go through the digestive system. So that takes way longer and might not even get to the bloodstream. Does it stay elevated? Well, not for long. Blood level typically drop back down within just a couple hours as the kidney filter out the excess, which is why clinic recommend repeat session rather than a one-time treatment. Again, when people said, okay, when we talk about patches, they say, oh, let me just have one patch. I mean, that it doesn't work that way. And we all know that that's not how our body work and support or being support. So the trade-off, needle, clinical visit, appointment scheduling, ongoing costs. Some people actually have inject glutathione at home, which no thank you for me. I'm not in medical field, and I refuse to do that or have needle injected at home. So our patches, as we know, is needle-free, a non-invasive approach designed to just simply peel, stick on, everyday use. And they're really, really different experience other than the way out there that they talk about is IV injection or oral supplement. So this is what we hear a lot from our clinical research, independent research. And if somebody asks you, is this peer review? It is not. It is our own clinical internal research that support these study. So according to our study, it raised the blood level of glutathione with 300% within 24 hours. And it's sustained through the 5-day process wearing these patches. And the oral supplement is increased less than 10% over 30 days. I mean, that's really little. So you go and pay for glutathione supplement, and it only raises 10% over 30 days. And, when I used to be with another company or talking, first time I was talking about supplement and stuff, I remember a study that they show us that, supplement, when it's in a pill form, it has a lot of filler in there. So they joke about it. You might as well take copper penny than taking those pills, because not really much of it get into your bloodstream at all, because you go to your digestive tract process, and there was a study that after 4 hours, x-ray showed that this pill was still sitting in your stomach whole. After 4 hours, it didn't even get digested, and then sometime it didn't get digested and pass through your intestine and come out the other way whole. So that's pretty bad. It's like you're wasting money taking that type of supplement, because it's just does not get into your body whatsoever. Of course, you have the IV, but who likes to go to the clinic and stuff unless it's an emergency? We'll get into that in a little bit, but that doesn't get into the bloodstream. And when you talk about oral supplement, there is a liquid form as well that some company has found a way to have that liquid consistency to match your own body kind of blood or level of I guess pH system. So where it's go into your bloodstream way faster. And again, if you see I think they would talk about the vitamin C as well. So if you, that's a powder that turn into liquid. So if you can take anything liquid versus oral, of course, the liquid is the better way to go. That's why, most of the time, well, not that baby can't swallow the pill anyway, but children, they typically give them the liquid Tylenol or whatever over other stuff because it just act faster. Quick, let's see. So hospital rely on this, and we hear that glutathione is used in a hospital setting because it is a compound to help protect the liver in an emergency situation, and how critical and it help clear toxins. When you are poisoned with a heavy metal toxin, this is something that when you go into the hospital, they will inject you with thousands of units of glutathione to help detox that metal out of your body, because it helped bind that detox and kind of get rid of it. So alcohol is we talk about alcohol, how it's related to glutathione a lot as well. You hear Nikki talk about compare her experience at the old shop where they are next to the bar, and how they send the people in to get the glutathione patches. And that's because it helps your liver to process that alcohol, because when you drink, the body get rid of kind of deplete the glutathione level fast, and because liver just leaning into processing that alcohol, so it kept using the glutathione to help your body get rid of the alcohol. So let's see. And this is something that I remember when I was doing this slides or information together. I remember David talking about the lifespan of Japanese in a certain village, Okinawa, how they have the highest life expectancy and the centenarians rate in the world. And that's because they were studying, and they have found that these people tend to have a better preserved antioxidant level in their body, and that's including higher glutathione in the body than the younger people outside the village. So it's kind of tell you something. And I think at one time we hear something like your life's expectancy really correlate or depending on the level of your glutathione a lot. And we heard that a few times already. I should have do more research and fact check on that, but I'm sure that is pretty accurate. So where the claimed overreach is, this is just the study that was doing based in Japan. Longevity is, and also that's because Japanese tend to have a better diet so their lifestyle is better diet and lifestyle and genetics that also help with that as well. So we know how the patches work, right? I mean, it's it's infrared light. That patch is, you use it, it reflects a specific wavelength of light to reflect that back to our body and skin and go to work. It's non-transdermal, and no drugs, no chemical that enter our body at all. So placement. So when you get the patches, these are the recommended location. And again, I'm sure Larry have pointed out many other places that you can use glutathione. And then one of the places right there that we use a lot when we go out in public with a lot of people. But what we're gonna go over this 5 locations. They only showed 4, but these locations to see why these are recommended placement. So below belly button, is traditionally seen as the body reservoir of core energy. It pair well with the patch built around the foundation of antioxidant support. And then, of course, you have the base of the throat, which a lot of us tend to wear this a lot. And traditionally, associated with clearing and open pathway, echoing the clear out theme of the detox support. And the top of the right foot, and we have seen that using that for a silent night as well. And this is because it's directly sit on the liver meridian, and again, linking liver level production of glutathione to glutathione itself. So why not stimulate that point with glutathione patch? Right wrist, the right wrist area traditionally used to calm and clear heat, and tying to the calming and protective side of the antioxidant itself. And then, of course, you have the SP6 above the ankle as well. That is another supporting location. So generally, we all know that all the patch that we have is white right, tan left. And the reason I want to bring this up, because we're going to go into why glutathione fit this in. As we know, there's a positive and negative patch, right? Generally, again, white right, tan left. And the patch that we use is mostly energy is the one that we have to follow this as to white right, tan left. And the LifeWave itself, not so much. So glutathione is a single patch, like Eon, carnosine, and extra-9, all this stuff. But, and it is a positive patch. So when you have a positive patch, you typically patch from center and onto the right side. And that's why, why I brought this up. Just kind of a little reminder as to why we have the energy of, we have the positive and negative patch. So what is the patch designed to support? Of course, support the antioxidant itself, to supporting the body own natural glutathione production. And this is echoed through all the product of LifeWave. Extra-9 support the elevation of GHKCU, carnosine support the elevation of carnosine itself. And so glutathione, therefore, support the master antioxidant glutathione. It is a detox pathway support working alongside the liver process to help detoxify the toxin in our body. It is also play a healthy, important key role in the immune cell function. And again, 6 years ago, this is one of the most important patch that we recommend to wear. You can wear more than one. You hear David talk about that all the time, that he, at one time when he had an accident in one of the LifeWave trip down in Mexico, he got a little cut on his foot, and he wore 3 glutathione on that area to make sure that his foot didn't get infected. So again, this is one of the patch that you can definitely wear more than one. And some of the patch you do not need to, and he doesn't feel that you need more than one extra-9. Again, you can if you feel that you get the benefit. Some people wear 2 or 3 extra-9. And LifeWave is LifeWave is the other one that you can wear a lot more. So healthy aging, this is tied to overall cellular protection, and we can see, as we talk about a few slides back, is level of glutathione is determine how long you live as well. That's something we heard before. So this is fun. Skin benefits. If you are Filipina, you hear about this a lot. That's the glutathione help whitening the skin. And I said, okay, wow, how does that work? So antioxidant is support the cellular level. And one of the reason is glutathione show up so often in the skin health conversation. Why? Because it protects cell from oxidative stress or damage, is connected to skin resilient and appearance over time. So this is where people find that after using glutathione, it helps with reducing the fine line and wrinkle. The skin become whiter and clearer. And so, and again, in Philippines, they have glutathione shots at the bar. I had a friend that told me that he went over there, and the girl that he, or a bunch of girls that they were talking to, say, "Hey, let's go to the bar. We wanted to get something to drink," and they weren't talking about alcohol. They were talking about glutathione shot. So I thought it was pretty funny that they were just more
Yeah,
concentrating
yeah.
in getting that glutathione shot more than the alcohol itself. So here, again, talking about, let's see, what does it say? So yeah, so that's why there's some of the part of the world, or some other company to market glutathione as a skin whitening treatment, and usually it come in form of IV injection. I mean, I have a girlfriend here, actually, that she literally have glutathione injection at her own home. Well, granted, she was a doctor, so she knows how to use needle on her skin, but definitely no thank you to me. I rather not. And in Philippines, they have soap that makes out of one of the ingredient. That soap is glutathione. So in Asia, that is, you find it more common in Asia, of the glutathione, having glutathione as one of the ingredient in the skin products. So who tends to gravitate toward this product? People that's in the healthy age focus. Of course, they want to look vibrant as they age gracefully. The immune person conscious, they don't want to get sick, and they want to make sure that they have their body defense mechanism at all-time high, so they don't get sick. And environmental aware, people that thinking about daily toxin exposure and want extra support. So, question people usually ask, can I take this if I'm on medication? Of course, anything we do, if you're on medication, we usually said talk to your doctor about it. And what's funny part is I recently went for a blood work, and I asked the doctor, he said, "What do you want to test?" I said, "Well, whatever overall panel that I need, usually that's what I want to see. I keep track of it kind of yearly. So if you can get a blood work, so you can have baseline, when you start patching, and you can see the difference. And my baseline is pretty plateau. I mean, it's just like, it's good, and it just stay that way. It doesn't drop. And that's what I wanted to see. If it start dropping, then I need to start paying attention what is going on, right? But if it's just stay high and nice and clear in one single line, I don't mind. It doesn't have to go elevated at all. That's healthy to me. So I asked him to say, "Hey, can you test glutathione level, because you can do that?" And he looked at me. He go, "What?" He didn't really know how to react to my request, and I thought that was pretty funny, because not many medical doctor talks about glutathione at all. I mean, actually, he had to look it up. I thought it was pretty funny. He's older doctor too. It's not like a young doctor that just practiced. So, and I didn't want to ask him. It's like, "Do you not know glutathione is?" I want to kind of bring him down as like, what happened if he really doesn't know, right? But he was kind of go, "Oh, let me see what I can do." So he was kind of looking up glutathione itself, of if the labs will support that test. And he said, "Let me look into it. I'll get back to you." And probably a few hours later, the nurse called me and said, "What is it that you want again?" He didn't quite wrote it down, and so she said, "Okay, I'll get back to you." And then she came back to me. She said, "Well, our lab doesn't really do that type of test, and the insurance doesn't cover as well if the lab doesn't support it. And you're welcome to kind of go seek some other facility to look for it, and I'm sure I can." But it's like, that's not important. I'm sure my glutathione level is high enough. I was just curious. So, and again, we talk about what is it the difference between glutathione pill and the way and our patch, and how long before I notice anything different. And again, consistency. We talk about consistency all the time when we patch, when you talk to our prospect or our potential customer. It's not a one patch thing. Yeah, so once in a while, people with pain will have a one patch wonder. I have a few of that. It's like, oh, great. I'm so glad I help you. But I guess you're not going to use patches anymore. You don't need to order, huh? So, but that's kind of running joke between the customer and I now. And, until next time when the pain come back, right? Who knows? Can I wear this with other patches? Absolutely. You can wear our patches in combination. You can have all 11 patches on your body. It doesn't have any interference or side effect. It doesn't cancel each other out at all. So, is there a substitute for antioxidant rich food? No. It's everything is all about lifestyle and balance. So you need to kind of have a healthy lifestyle and not replacing one with the other. So you shouldn't use glutathione patch to replace a healthy lifestyle. So everything you need to do is as a whole. Okay, so always remember that. So next step is, this is so far we have covered silent night eon and how exonite support the renewal, glutathione protect the cellular. So together you kind of connect everything into the healthy living, right? So I kind of threw this in. Hopefully this will help you a little bit. From knowledge to conversation. Knowing what glutathione does is only half of the conversation. The other half is recognizing when someone is already describing something glutathione was designed to support. So listen, right? Don't memorize the script. Learn to listen and ask better questions. So listen to this clue. I think I need glutathione, not because I think I need glutathione. Instead, they may say, I'm always tired. I don't recover like I used to. I just want to age well. I'm 72 and start to feel like 72. I'm trying to support my immune system. That's easy and simple. I'm trying to clean up my lifestyle. I feel like my body is under constant stress. So this is not a buying signal. It is a conversation starter. So, you're always trying to listen. What can you grab on and build on what they just said? I'm always tired. Then build on that, find out more. Why are they always tired? What is their day like? What are they doing that they always tired? And then kind of, listen, ask more questions and discover what it is that they are looking and what solution we can help. So you connect, and then you discover, right? When did you first notice that? I mean, what have you tried so far? What made you start thinking about this? Or what does healthy aging mean to you? Again, this is my conversation. I'm just sharing with you what I listen to. Everybody has your own style and conversation that you start with. So take what you can use. This is not the only way. You have, many other ways. And once you discover what your style is, then you will stick with it and it become your second nature. So only after listen, that's when you start sharing why glutathione become part of your own wellness routine. And again, this is just like all the patches, is start the same way. You connect, you discover, and you guide them. So example conversation. Customer said, I'm just exhausted lately. So can I ask, has that been going for a while? So you want to know, is this just happened? Is it just tired yesterday because you had a long party night? Or is it this is an overtime thing, right? Well, and then if it's overtime, what have you tried so far? And then you guide them. One thing I learned is how much our body depends on its own antioxidant system every day. That actually got me interested in glutathione. Don't immediately recommend a patch. Get them curious, build their curiosity first. So healthy aging conversation. I want to stay healthy as I get older. I love that. Can I ask, what does healthy aging looks like to you? People might say, people might say, okay, I want to be running around with my grandkids when I'm 70 something or whatever it is. I want to travel the world when I'm 70 because I just retire at the age of 67. So and then one reason, and you can say also, is like, one reason I personally use glutathione is because it support one of body own antioxidant system that naturally decline with age. And if we can elevate that, then you're healthy, you're you will get you will stay healthy as you get older, right? So detox conversation. I'm trying to clean up my health. So what made you decide to start that now? People, we hear that a lot. It's like, oh, I'm gonna detox. I'm gonna go through detox. And I wish I remember what podcast that I listened to, and he was talking about detox, that the true definition of detox isn't what everybody else is talking about. I can't really recall exactly what he said. So I've been trying to look for it again. I haven't found it yet. So I love that you're looking at the bigger pictures. One of the things I learned is how important glutathione is in supporting the body own detox pathway. That's why it become part of my routine. Right? So instead, the biggest shift is, instead of trying to sound like an expert, because we're not, we know about the patches, we know all this stuff, but we are not an expert. We're not a doctor. We're not a holistic doctor. We're definitely not close to David at all. So become genuinely curious. Knowledge build confidence. So this is why I believe in arming you guys with what is glutathione, how is function in our body. That is just a knowledge base. So if you have an understanding a little bit about that, then you have more confidence in talking about glutathione, because you know what glutathione does to your body. So listen and build trust, because listening build trust. Don't listen to speak. Listen, ask question, listen, ask question, because trust open conversation. Conversation challenge. You can do it or you don't have to. So this week, try focusing on glutathione. Because it freshens your mind right now as to what glutathione is. So look for maybe one opportunity to simply listen. And one more question, that listen a little longer and then ask yourself, did I understand them before I share? The goal isn't to sell, the goal is to understand. All right. So that said, let's see, hang on. How do I stop recording? Oh, here you go.